live coming up on the Nintendo Direct or Nintendo Spotlight. E3, what's up everyone? Should be starting up pretty soon here, guys. We'll see how this goes. How's everyone doing in the chat? What's up? How's my voice and everything? I won't be talking during the stream, but I just want to make sure everything sounds good, everything looks good. I'm dropping frames. Yeah, the frame. Just make sure the sound's on.
Hi, welcome to GeForce.
Okay, that sound's working. I'm sorry, guys. It seems like my stream, for some reason, is dropping frames. It seems like it's stabilizing right now, but I got a little worried because it's dropping a few frames. So just have a backup going just in case, guys. So terribly sorry about that. Don't want to scare anybody away from the stream. But, I mean, it looks like it's stabilized a little bit. It's not red anymore, but I've dropped 184 frames. So, I mean, not too bad, but definitely not good. So I don't know what's going on. It's okay? Watch it on campus. What's good? What's good, guys? What's good? What's good? Excited, looking forward. Looking forward to the show. Looks great, stable. Okay. Well, hopefully it's like that once the video starts. Just have a backup ready, guys. You know, so you don't miss anything. Have a backup ready, like on your PC or wherever you're watching. Just have a, you know, you can mute it or you can do whatever. Just have a backup ready because I don't want you guys to miss something because my stream goes out or it's dropping too much. So yeah. I'm not going to talk during the stream. Everyone's hoping for a Metroid. You guys might be disappointed when there's no new Metroid. They're focusing on 2017, so I mean, I don't know if we'll get a new Metroid game. don't know why people want a new Donkey Kong game. The last one didn't. I mean, the last Tropical Freeze was okay, but there's so many franchises that Nintendo can look at before Donkey Kong again. We've been saying that we're going to get a teaser for Metroid for 4 or 5 years now, man. There's going to be more announcements during the Treehouse too, so stick with this, guys. There's going to be more announcements during the Treehouse. So. Alright, so I'm going to kick back. I'm going to put myself on mute, guys.
The game is fun. The game is a battle. If it's not fun, why bother? If it's not a battle, where's the fun? It's a test that you pass or a quest that you fail. A race against time. Fun and battle always locked together. But the game is also something else. It's a journey, a passport to new worlds, maybe even an Odyssey. A look, a feel, an exploration. Close your focus and open your mind. Yes, the journey requires the right ticket, and that ticket is Nintendo Switch. But in the end, it's not just where you can take your game. It's where your game can take you. So let's go.
Story goes that when the world was young, everyone in Alres lived on the World Tree, together with our Divine Father, the Architect. They called that paradise Elysium. You're a blade.
As the driver of the Aegis, can you take me to Elysium?
I'm in. Let's go to Elysium. I'll take you there myself. Pyra!
Here!
Cover me!
Got it!
We'll show you. We'll show you what me and Pyra are made of. Take this! Now that you have come this far, there can be no turning back.
You and that sword can't be! I'm guessing your goal is Elysium.
He calls Pyra. Our flames hide something deeper.
What's the matter? Are you the Aegis, or aren't you?
I won't use that power, and I won't let you use it either!
If you know what you desire, you will have to show it. Not with words, but with your own strength. Everyone, let's go!
Sometimes you need a hero. A sword swinging, fire wielding, stone cold hero with an insatiable appetite?
Hi everyone, I'm Shinya Takahashi from Nintendo. I hope you've been enjoying the journey with Nintendo Switch so far. When I found out that Nintendo Switch is being accepted by video game fans from all over the world as a home console that could be taken with you anywhere, I felt so relieved. Take Switch outside, come together, and share the experience. This idea was how we hoped people would play with Nintendo Switch. But people are coming up with many creative ways to play, in all kinds of places, in many more ways than we expected. This summer, Nintendo and its third-party partners will release many multiplayer games that can be played anytime, anywhere, and with anyone. We hope there will be many heated competitions that will be ignited by Nintendo Switch. Now, we'll continue our look at even more new game worlds for Nintendo Switch. But before we do, there is one announcement we'd like to share from our very special friend. Please take a look.
Hi everyone, I'm Tsunekazu Ishihara from the Pokemon Company. Just the other day, we announced that Pokken Tournament Deluxe is coming to Nintendo Switch. This is the latest version of the premier Pokemon fighting game. 2 people can dive right into battle using 2 Joy-Con controllers, so you can experience heated Pokemon battles with just one Nintendo Switch console. There are some fresh additions, including new Pokemon, and this deluxe version of the game will be on display at E3 for attendees to play. I have one more announcement. Game Freak has begun developing a core RPG Pokemon title on Nintendo Switch. It may not release for more than a year, but we hope you'll look forward to it all the same. In the meantime, let's enjoy this year's E3.
Ishihara-san, thank you very much. We heard that the Pokemon series is being developed for Nintendo Switch. What kind of Pokemon game will we be able to play on Nintendo Switch? I'm looking forward to it myself. At this year's E3, we're mostly showing games that will be released in 2017. But please know that here at Nintendo, we're working on many forms of entertainment that can only be made possible on Nintendo Switch. We hope you'll look forward to them as well. Now let's continue on with the journey with Nintendo Switch.
Oh! Oh my gosh! Oh! Oh! Oh shit, it's coming! Oh!
Attack!
Mother's in danger! If she's up there, then...
You two must keep going.
No, I'm coming with you!
I am Marth, the Prince of Altea. We've come here to save you.
Remember that you can rely on your friends. We're with you.
Get it together, you two. If you can't do this, who can?
You fought your way this far. There's nothing you two can't do. No matter the danger, we can overcome it if we're working together.
All right, let's move out!
Working together! We can finish this!
Hi there, I'm the Legend of Zelda series producer, Eiji Aonuma. You may have already heard about it during Bethesda's showcase that was held a few days ago. It was announced that select Zelda items will appear in the Nintendo Switch version of Skyrim. I'm really looking forward to exploring Skyrim with the Master Sword in hand. Oh, when did this Master Sword get in my hand? Next up, we'll take a look at the DLC packs for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Let us take you on a new Hyrule adventure.
Oh.
What did you think? I actually have one more announcement that I'd like to share. The 4 champions that appeared in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild will be available as amiibo. The Zora champion, Mipha. The Goron champion, Daruk. The Rito champion, Rivali. And the Gerudo champion, Urbosa. You'll be able to use these 4 amiibo in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Of course, you'll be able to use these in the DLC packs that you just saw, so please look forward to them.
This changes the game. Travel the world. Bring people together. Play anywhere with anyone. If video gaming is a journey, then anywhere has to include a stop right here in LA during E3. This is Magic Week, where booths buzz and channels glow, where the game worlds you've heard about suddenly spring into life. And this summer, a new kind of heated competition ignites right on Nintendo Switch. It kicks off later today with the Splatoon 2 World Inkling Invitational, which brings teams from the Americas, Europe, Australia, New Zealand, and Japan to see whose colorful skills are the best. Tomorrow, the Pokken Invitational will be held. You might recognize some of our 8 competitors who'll be duking it out in heated battles. Later on Wednesday, we'll see 8 players throw punches in the fun and competitive game ARMS, which launches later this week. 4 of our players will be pros, and the other 4 will be E3 attendees who rise to the top by battling on the show floor. If you're going to E3, we hope you'll accept the challenge. And no matter where you are, be sure to catch up with Nintendo Treehouse Live at E3 for all the details and news about Nintendo Switch and Nintendo 3DS. But now, there are a few more worlds left to visit on our journey before we land in the booth. Let's go.
Ubisoft is proud to announce its new Rabbids game, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, and it will be developed exclusively for the Nintendo Switch. The Rabbids' crazy personalities and unpredictable behavior will shine as they arrive in a reimagined and twisted Mushroom Kingdom. They will surprise you in this tactical adventure filled with combat and exploration. Mario and his friends will join them in an epic quest to put the kingdom back in order. We can't wait for you to play the game on August 29th.
On behalf of everyone here at Psyonix, we're extremely excited to announce that Rocket League is indeed coming to Nintendo Switch. We know that both the Rocket League and Switch communities have wanted it, and now we're going to release it, complete with cross-network support that lets you play against opponents on other platforms.
The Switch version will have all the features and modes we've released thus far, plus exclusives like local wireless multiplayer, Mario and Luigi hats for customizing your car, and new exclusive cars we'll talk about later this year.
Look for Rocket League on Nintendo Switch this holiday.
Go off the rails, but you know it's time to raise our sails. It's freedom like you never knew. Any flags or a pass, say the word, I'll be there in a flash. You could say my hat is off to you. Oh, we can zoom all the way to the moon. Oh, this great wide wacky world. Jump with me, grab coins with me, oh yeah. Jump up in the air, jump up, don't be scared. Jump up and your cares will soar away. And if the dark clouds start to swirl, don't fear and shed a tear, 'cause I'll be your one-up girl. So let's all jump up super high, high up in the sky. There's no power up like
Okay, so is the treehouse going to come right after this, or is it a different? Is it a different stream?
Hey everybody, and welcome to Nintendo Treehouse Live at E3 2017. We're back for another year. We've got a lot of great game content to show you and a lot of special guests swinging by as well. But to get things kicked off, we're going to take another look at Super Mario Odyssey. Just saw the video in the spotlight. It's going to be coming out on October 27th really soon, and we're going to take a look at some gameplay. I'm Sam from the Treehouse, joined by my colleagues from the Treehouse, Rob, and Scott on the end, and we have some very special guests with us for this segment. We've got the game's producer, Koizumi-san, and the game's director, Motakura-san. Thank you both so much for joining us today.
Hey.
Really looking forward to it.
So I know folks are probably really excited to get into gameplay, but before we jump in, there were a lot of really cool reveals in that video, and I think folks are going to be really interested in all the different directions that you're taking this game. But at the core, there's really kind of a driving philosophy that you've got going. I was wondering if you could tell our viewers a little bit more about that.
まず今ビデオを見ていただいてどうでしたか？何か面白かったところありますか？
First, could I just ask you, was there anything you saw in there that particularly surprised you or interested you?
I gotta say, the first time I saw that T-Rex, my heart stopped. It was so exciting.
ああ、よかったです。今回のマリオはテーマが旅になっていて、別の国に行った時の驚きをすごく強調しています。
So we have a theme of going on a journey in this game, but we're also trying to give the player a lot of surprises, and I think the
Okay. So, can you guys hear me good? You guys hear me good? Okay, as far as the show goes, it's kind of tough because Nintendo still says that they have more announcements for later. But in terms of the show, as far as showing, like, 2017, they did exactly what I thought they would do. They just showed 2017, but then they also showed 2018. They showed pretty much every game coming out in 2017. So they showed Pokken, they showed ARMS, they showed Splatoon, they showed Fire Emblem Warriors, they showed Mario, they showed pretty much everything coming out this year for us, Mario Cross Rabbids. So pretty much stacked all the way till the end. They showed Xenoblade, they announced that. So the highlights for me were Xenoblade. Let's talk about Xenoblade first. Xenoblade looks amazing. Xenoblade looks absolutely amazing. It's exactly what people wanted from like the original Xenoblade Chronicles, right? It's exactly what people wanted. Oh, and I'm gonna turn on notifications too as well, guys. So let me turn on notifications. So if you subscribe or if you donate, you'll definitely get your shout out and your name on here. So let me turn that on. Okay, it was already on. Okay, good. Okay, so Xenoblade 2 was the biggest thing for me, and it looked amazing. It's coming out holiday 2017. So we have a confirmation that it's coming out holiday. It's probably going to be a November title. It looks like it's going to be November. And what Nintendo's doing is that Nintendo's giving the stage to Xenoblade to make sure that that's their big game for November, because Mario is coming out October. So Mario's coming out October. Xenoblade is coming out November. And I think that is really, really good. That's really smart of Nintendo to make sure that Xenoblade gets the November slot, and I'll give you guys shout-outs in just a second. That's really good that Nintendo gives Xenoblade the November slot, because Mario is getting the October slot. So that is, I am really, really happy about that, because now that's probably going to bump up Xenoblade sales seriously by a couple 100,000, maybe even more, because they get that November Black Friday holiday slot. Whereas you can still buy Mario too, but then you'll also have Xenoblade as well, because Mario's still going to sell, obviously, right? Because it's coming out the very end of October, so it'll still be a new game in November. So really, really excited about that. You said you're disappointed in Xenoblade. It has the same system. Well, there wasn't enough to really see as far as the combat goes with Xenoblade. I don't know if you could say that it has the same system. They really just showed one ring, and they didn't even show like the whole battle wheel at the bottom. So I disagree. But whatever. I think you need to rewatch the footage. I'm not sure what you're talking about. But anyway, really excited about the story in Xenoblade. People were talking about how Xenoblade Chronicles X doesn't have the story. They're bringing it back to Xenoblade Chronicles, so excited about that game. I think that game's going to be really good. Fire Emblem Warriors. Wish they would have showed a little bit more gameplay. They showed a lot of cutscenes and a lot of story elements. Wish they would have showed a little bit more, but hey, that's okay. Whatever. Super Mario Odyssey, what you're seeing right now, looks absolutely bananas. This is probably one of the craziest Mario games that I've ever seen. You can possess everything with a freaking hat, or you can possess pretty much anything living, it seems, with your hat. So that looks absolutely amazing. Rocket League coming, very good as well. Like the fact that Rocket League is coming. What else did they announce? They announced, obviously you have the Mario, you have all that stuff like that. But then let's get into some of the bigger titles. They have Kirby coming in 2018. They have Yoshi coming in 2018. And they also have Metroid coming in 2018. Or Metroid in development. So Metroid in development. We don't know when it's going to be coming, but Metroid in development, which is really, really good. Everyone has been asking for Metroid Prime 4, and we're finally getting Metroid Prime 4, which is so good. And this Mario game just looks absolutely insane. This Mario game looks absolutely insane. But anyway, so yes. Oh, Pauline's the mayor. Pauline's the mayor of New Donk City. Nice. Wonder if her and Mario have any rendezvous. But anyway, so super, super excited that they're finally in development, Metroid Prime 4. Maybe we'll see it next year. And then, like I said, everyone was trying to say that I was damage controlling when it came to Pokken Tournament. Like I said, Pokemon Ultra White and Ultra Sun are like Pokemon Black and White 2. And they're probably going to develop a new core Pokemon game for the Nintendo Switch. That's exactly what they're doing. Yet everyone said, "Oh, you're just damage controlling. Oh, you're just damage controlling because there should be a port." Now they're developing a brand new core game. I wonder what those people are going to say. Not going to probably say anything. In terms of the actual show and the pacing, I think the pacing of the show could have been a little bit better. I think for a direct, there was a little bit too much talking and a little bit too much other stuff for basically essentially a direct. But they did talk about all the 2017 games. Most of the games that they talked about, most of the content was 2017. It was not 2018. Although they had a few games and announcements outside of that, most of it was 2017, which is cool. And this Mario game looks amazing. I can keep on saying this Mario game looks amazing. So overall, I would probably have to give, from just the presentation, not everything Nintendo has done for E3, but just the presentation itself, I would probably give it a solid C. Maybe C+. I think it was good. So it falls right in line with what Microsoft and Sony, that I gave Microsoft and Sony. I gave them all pretty much C, C-, C+, or C. I think Ubisoft had the best conference overall, announcing a lot of stuff that was 2017 and 2018, but also the surprise factor of Mario. So I would give this just the spotlight a solid C for presentation just overall. As far as the games for 2017, like content that we're going to be playing, I give it a solid A. I think it's great content for this year. We have multiple games from Pokken, obviously. ARMS is coming out. All that stuff is going to be, Splatoon 2 is coming out. So in terms of games, like Rocket League, all that stuff is coming out this year. That's good. Mario Cross Rabbids, Xenoblade 2, Mario Odyssey, all of that is this year. Fire Emblem Warriors, that's 8 games that I just listed, all this year, all coming out throughout the rest of the year. That's really good. So for 2017 content, absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic for 2017 content. Nobody can argue that Nintendo has the best showing in terms of exclusives for this year. For this year, the rest of this year. Obviously, we didn't see a lot of third-party support from something. But like I said, I'm just grading the presentation. We still need to see the rest of things. But yeah, we didn't see Platinum. We didn't see From Software. We didn't see partners that we knew that were developing games on there. So that's definitely a little bit of a knock. So, but like I said, I'll give it a C. I think the presentation itself is a little bit weird on the pacing. I think there was a little bit too much talking. I think Sony had less talking than Nintendo, and Nintendo had a 25 minutes presentation. Yet Sony had less talking. They had an hour-long presentation. So I think there was a little bit too much talking. The DLC pack stuff was good. That's stuff that you're going to be able to get this year. They didn't show anything from the story for the fear of spoilers. I get it, you know. But the trials, the Zelda content looks good. That they gave us a look at that, or another look at that. So overall, like I said, solid C. I think it can get better if there's any new announcements in terms of right now. But overall, yeah, definitely think it was a solid show, just like Sony and Microsoft. Solid show. But like I said, it's kind of hard because I'm more interested in what Nintendo's offering in terms of games. If you're more interested in third party, if you're more interested in games like that, then obviously Microsoft and Sony had better shows, right? I would think that Microsoft and Sony easily had better shows if third party is kind of, you know, what you're looking forward to. And it's tough for me because once again, I'm a multi-console owner. You know, I own multiple consoles, right? So it's like, you know, if a third party game comes, I can play that on whatever system I want. I don't necessarily care about every single game, you know, every single third party or Western shooter coming to the Switch. That's not a big problem of mine because I bought a bunch of Western games, you know, on the Nintendo Wii U, and they were all worse than their counterparts on PS4, Xbox One, or PS3, Xbox 360. So it's tough, you know, in the situation that I'm in. You know, I'm not like, oh, Switch needs to have everything, you know, Western games, because I saw how Western games flopped on the Wii U. So, like I said, so my opinion might not be the best to go off of. This Mario game looks amazing, by the way. But anyway, but yeah, a little bit too much talking. A little bit, the pacing was a little off. Definitely wasn't bad. There was some rapid fire announcements, like I said, with Rocket League. They had EA, obviously. The version of EA, people have been talking about that, the FIFA game. It's actually a pretty good version. Everyone that's told me that went to the EA Play event and played it said that it stacks up well compared to the PS4 and Xbox One versions, and you can play it anywhere, unlike the PS4 and Xbox One version. So it looks like we're getting a pretty competent version of FIFA. So for many, that might be some good third-party support, knowing that FIFA is good, and Rocket League is a really popular game. The fact that we're getting Rocket League, that's also really good. But yeah, definitely for some, it may be a little bit light as far as the announcements for third party. But like I said, we'll see what else is in the treehouse, what other announcements that they do have. So I'm just grading the presentation as far as it. So like I said, I'll give it a solid C because it's stuff that I'm going to be playing this year. And the big announcement of Metroid, and also the big announcement, they're developing a core Pokemon title as well. So we got 4 announcements for past 2017 with Metroid, Pokemon, Yoshi, and Kirby, and then we also got like 8 2017 exclusives as far as games go. So that's pretty good as far as 2017 goes. And it's taking coins instead of lives. Huh, that's interesting. So yeah. I don't remember where. I mean, that's the thing. When people say, "Oh, Nintendo has third party," didn't they say Nintendo had third party games making or third party companies making games? What Nintendo's idea of third party support is a few games here and there. That's what Nintendo's idea is third party support is. Oh, you've got FIFA. Oh, you've got Rocket League. Oh, you've got indie developers. That's third party support. Everyone else's idea of third party support is Assassin's Creed. Every single game. Because remember, when the Wii U launched, the Wii U didn't have good third-party support either. Even though there's a lot of third-party games, it didn't have everything. It didn't have every single game. It wasn't getting Witcher. It wasn't getting all these games that were being announced back when the Wii U was launched. It wasn't getting all this different stuff. You know what I'm saying? So everyone's idea of third-party support is always completely different. Nintendo's idea of third-party support is a few third-party games here and there, or third-party collaborations. Starlink, they didn't talk about Starlink during this conference, which I think they should have included Starlink in there, because there were people, even Nintendo fans, that said, oh, well, Ubisoft, all they had was one game. They only had Just Dance and Mario Cross Rabbids, and no, they also have Starlink. So maybe they should have included Starlink into here. But like I said, overall, everyone's idea of third-party support is always different, right? Because Wii U didn't have third-party support, even when it launched, even though they had a bunch of games. So I mean, they weren't very good. In my opinion, a lot of the ports were worse than the PS3 and 360, with almost none of them being better than the PS3 and 360. I think the only port that I can think of that was better than the PS3 and 360 was Tekken. Outside of that, Batman ran worse, and you could only use the gamepad. Splinter Cell ran worse, looked a little bit better, but ran worse. frame rate dips. So Need for Speed, or they're missing content. Mass Effect ran on par, missing a ton of DLC. You know, so like I said.
Currency should be worth currency.
Sony and Microsoft, like I said, it's tough to judge, right? Because Sony and Microsoft have all this great third-party support. So it really depends on the person, and that's why I think this year more than any year, you kind of really see as far as grading the conferences, because I think none of them were really super, super, super amazing. Like, oh my gosh, like for like what E3 is like, oh, this was the greatest thing ever. None of them were like that. You know what I'm saying? I looked at it like, and like I said, the only thing that I was shocked on, the only thing that I was like, oh my gosh, was Metroid Prime 4, because I didn't expect Metroid Prime 4 to be announced. So that was the only thing that like really got a real reaction out of me, was Metroid Prime 4, because I'm a Nintendo fan. For some people, Shadow of the Colossus was, oh my gosh, Shadow of the Colossus. You know what I'm saying? For some people, because people love Shadow of the Colossus, but then you find out that it's a remaster. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think for others, like for example, Microsoft, there could be, I'm not really sure what was the big shocking announcement there. Maybe Anthem, but Anthem was already revealed. So for all the different companies, it just really depends, right? But like I said, the only time that I was legitimately shocked and like, oh my gosh, was Metroid Prime 4 announcement. That's the only time this whole E3 that I was legitimately shocked, because everything else that came from Microsoft and Sony's press conferences and Nintendo's was all expected, which is fine. Like I said, I'm looking forward to playing games this year. But that was truly shocking. And then, once again, the core Pokemon announcement. Now, they didn't have a title or anything like that or any music to accompany it, but core Pokemon game is coming. So once again, everyone who said that I was damage controlling, well, you guys can suck it, because I wasn't. I was telling the truth. And I remember Nintendo history. But yeah, like I said, okay conference, solid C. I'll give it a solid C because it's games that I want to play, but only a solid C because of the pacing. That's the only reason why it's a solid C. If it had better pacing, then it probably would have been a B or a C+, but the pacing was definitely off, and that's the reason why I gave Microsoft a C-, was because, man, that was too long. If Microsoft shortened things down but then had everything that they had, Microsoft would have got a B. I think Microsoft would have got a B, but they had too much talking, too much fake launch exclusive of just like third-party games, and like I said, I'm a multi-console owner. I'm looking for exclusives. You know, I'm obviously third-party support is there. I can play third-party on PC. I can play on PS4. I can play on Switch. I can play on whatever multi-plat, things come out on. So I'm not necessarily looking for a bunch of third-party announcements. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why EA and that's why Ubisoft, that's why they have their conferences, right? So they can announce third parties there. I'm looking for first-party exclusives. I'm looking for first-party games that I'll be able to play this year. And Microsoft and Sony necessarily didn't deliver that when it comes to first-party exclusives this year. Now, Sony got some good stuff for next year, but this year, not so much. But once again, if you value third-party as far as what you want to see at the conferences, then those conferences were probably better. But in terms of Nintendo content, and that's why I was trying to tell people, like, hey, this is 2017 stuff. They did a good job. I'd give them, for 2017, I'd give them a B plus A. Heck, A. Xenoblade is coming out this year. Xenoblade's coming out this year, so I'm super excited about it. And this Mario game is absolutely... There's a sombrero, and he's throwing the sombrero, and he's hitting things. This Mario game is absolutely amazing. And coins actually matter, because when you die, it takes your coins. It's absolutely amazing.
I think they're a shade bigger, the ones you can capture, but I'm not positive of that.
Yeah, exactly. Nintendo showed a lot of 2017 stuff, and that's the most important thing, that they showed 2017 stuff. But for everyone, a lot of people, they look at E3 and for a lot of people, they're like, oh, well, I don't care about this year. Just give me shock announcements, and nobody really brought any shock announcements, in my opinion. In my opinion, nobody brought any real shock announcements outside of Metroid Prime 4 and maybe even a core Pokemon game. People didn't expect a core Pokemon game because because of Pokemon Tournament. There we go. So for me, this was a great. I think it was a solid show, but pacing was the only thing that held it back. If we're just talking about 2017 games, definitely a B plus A. B plus A for talking about 2017. You can't deny all the games that are coming out 2017 as exclusives, and this is super cool. You've got Sombrero Old School Mario. Are you kidding me? Oh man, this is amazing.
But it's so unexpected as well, I think.
Oh, you got blue. What's a? This is so good. Oh, it goes straight. Wow, this Mario game is so good. No, Kirby wasn't a shock to me. It's a 2D platformer. Nintendo putting out more 2D platformers. You know, I'm glad they didn't do that in year 1. They're doing that in year 2. That's fine. But no, Kirby wasn't a shock to me. Metroid Prime 4 was the biggest shock. Oh, that was the biggest shock. Nintendo has a dedicated team of 3DS developers that are now transitioning to the Nintendo, you know, the Nintendo Switch that are going to be always be making Kirby games, you know. So no, that wasn't a shock to me.
But also within the 2D stages, as you can see, we wanted to have a lot of different variety. And of course, you know,
Announcing games that we already heard were coming out this year 3 months ago. Well, it's games that are coming this year. They're highlighting games that are coming this year. And see, that's the difference between what... Okay. Not sure what went on with my TV. I had that thing that happened to my TV, my Xbox. I think my Xbox is messing up. I think my Xbox is messing up because that thing happened to me before. That little gray screen. It scared the hell out of me last time. Now it's happening again. I think there's a little bit of dust behind my cords on my Xbox One that I got to clean out. That's why that's happening. Yeah, that happened again. So yeah, so that's the thing. If you're upset with this conference, you're obviously looking for, oh, well, what's new? What's shock announcements? What's the that's what you're looking for. For some people, that's what some people are looking for E3. For E3, I'm looking for what are we going to be able to play this year? Get us some release dates. Get us some new footage on what we're going to be playing this year. Nintendo delivered what we're going to be playing this year, and they also delivered a few games for next year, and they delivered a shock announcement or two, Pokemon and Metroid. So to me, like I said, I give it a solid C, and the only thing holding it back for being better was just pacing. Outside of that, I think it was good. I think it was very good. There's a lot of great games. And then I said the same thing about Microsoft and Sony. It's just like I said, it's hard for me because I'm not as interested in Microsoft and Sony's first-party games. I just don't think, you know, they're that great. I mean, like, I'm not that interested in, like, Crackdown and Forza, you know. I'm not that interested in a lot of the third-party games that were shown off. I don't really think any of them were that great. Like, you know, Sony had a Call of Duty multiplayer reveal. Okay, they had Monster Hunter World, but we're hearing things about Monster Hunter World, what's going down with that, and how Sony paid for the game to not come to the Switch. They didn't care about any other system, but they didn't want Monster Hunter World to come to the Switch, and Sony paid for it. Now we're hearing about that from the same person who leaked that Monster Hunter was coming to the PS4 and potentially PC and Xbox One. He put out all this information beforehand, days before this whole conference. So now we're hearing stuff about that, and we're like, okay, well, that's the reason why, you know, Monster Hunter Double Cross is coming to the Switch, and it was kind of just like out of nowhere announcement. Well, because they scrambled, and they want Nintendo Switch owners to at least have something, so they scrambled to put together Monster Hunter Cross because of this exclusivity. Now, here's the thing that I have with Capcom, and I said that I'd talk about this, you know, maybe probably in a separate video. But the issue that I have is that Capcom is literally will do anything for a dime, even sacrificing their own player base in order for the dime, if this is true. Now, we've seen this before from Capcom, though. They did the same thing with Street Fighter V. Street Fighter 4 was highly successful on Nintendo 3DS, on Xbox 360. They completely said, screw you guys, you know what I'm saying, for Sony's money. So that's why I'm not doubting this rumor that Sony paid to keep Monster Hunter World off of the Switch, because Monster Hunter World could come to Switch if they wanted it to come to Switch. It's not that graphically impressive to the point to where it couldn't. It looked like a better, higher quality version of Monster Hunter 3 with some better textures and visuals, but it didn't look like Horizon Zero Dawn. It didn't look like DayZ. It didn't look like PS4 games that are open world with way better graphics. Excuse me. So, or even other open world RPGs for PlayStation systems. So that's the reason why I'm like, okay, I'm more believing of that rumor because Sony really doesn't want Monster Hunter on there, and they decided, okay, well, let's put this on there. It's not Monster. Some people were trying to say it's Monster Hunter 5. It's not Monster Hunter 5. It looks like an evolution of Monster Hunter Online, which was already on the PC. It does not look like Monster Hunter 5. They're doing from what I'm hearing, they're doing regenerating health. They're doing a lot of different things that are not really what Monster Hunter does in order to appeal to the Western market. They're doing a simultaneous release as well, so it's not going to be in Japan first like they always do in terms of the Monster Hunter games. So I'm not trying to say that it's not going to have a mainline features in there and play like a mainline Monster Hunter game, because of course it will. Lots of the spin-offs or different Monster Hunter games play like the mainline Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter Frontier, Monster Hunter G or whatever, and Monster Hunter Online both play like normal standard Monster Hunter games as well. But if that's the case with Capcom, and they took, if the rumor is true, and they took Sony's money in order to just keep it off of Nintendo's platform, then that's like super grime. Now, from what I'm also hearing too, the rumor is that caused a lot of infighting at Capcom. That caused a lot of infighting, and people were upset. So that's the reason why they rushed together to put something on the Switch that early. You got a Grand Moon, cool. But yeah, that's. You know, like I said, it's still a rumor, but everything that guy said about Monster Hunter in terms of it being appealing to the West, in terms of it coming to multiple platforms, all that stuff was true. Oh, and there's Mario Amiibo. That's crazy. So yeah. So let me give some shout outs real quick to House to Home. Subscribe. Thank you for the subscription, homie. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Welcome to the village. Everyone in the chat, please make this man feel welcome, or female, or girl, and get this man a freaking headband. Thank you so much for the subscription, man.
And then from there, we have Mario and Bowser as well. We have to make sure that, in terms of visuals, they weren't going to lose out.
They're gonna localize Double Cross. They're gonna localize it. It's just they've got nothing to announce at this point, but they're definitely gonna localize it because the last one came over. So they're gonna I don't know why they wouldn't localize this when they localized the last one. So they'll localize it. But yeah, Capcom's grimy, man. Like that's if that's the case. But I don't see why else this game wouldn't come to the Switch. That's the thing, and that's what some people are saying. Like, okay, well, what's going on with that? I don't see why else it wouldn't. It almost makes me want to not buy Capcom games. To the point,
You can really see a lot of nuance for these amiibo. I'm really looking forward to people seeing it in person.
The Frontier definitely came on the Wii U. Frontier was on the Wii U, or Monster Hunter G, something like that. That was on the Wii U. It was not localized though, because it was like a you have to pay to play the game. So yeah, it wasn't localized.
So you'll be able to use the amiibo to get different costumes within the game, and then they'll also have kind of an assist function.
We do have existing amiibo that are supported as well. I think we'll be talking more about that at a later point. But I think that's all we're allowed to show for right now, unfortunately.
Right now. We'll be showing more of this game later on in the stream, of course.
But Motokura-san and Kozumi-san, thank you again so much for joining us here and sharing some of the insight of the development process of the game.
Yeah, and if you look at Twitter right now, Twitter is pretty much littered as far as the trends. Hashtag Nintendo E3, Okay, hold up. I thought I saw something. Sorry, I thought I saw something. I'm like, whoa, hold up. But yeah, Nintendo E3, Mario Odyssey, Switch, Metroid Prime 4, Yoshi, Breath of the Wild, Fire Emblem, Xenoblade, Chronicles 2, and Zelda. Pretty much everyone is tweeting out about all the stuff there. Like I said, great announcements. I might rewatch the press conference and maybe I'll give it a C+ to B-. Maybe I'll give it that. But overall, like I said, for 2017, it definitely gets a B+A. For 2017, B+A. You can't argue 2017 exclusives. Nintendo has a great deal. Now, pacing and other stuff that they did, like the show itself, C+, But the games for 2017, oh, absolutely. So, yeah, Super Mario Odyssey is absolutely amazing. Metroid Prime 4, new Pokemon. See, this is why I wish people weren't so quick to, label someone, to say you're damage controlling and to say those type of things, because that's what people said to me. When I said that we're probably going to get a new core Pokemon game, I said, this is a Pokemon Black and White 2 situation, guys. And we got a new core Pokemon game. So, it's coming. Monster Hunter World should be on the Switch. Something's going on. There's no way that I can sit here and fathomably think that Capcom thinks it's a good idea to not release a Monster Hunter game. The most popular system in Japan right now that's selling out in like 18, 19 minutes. Like, why would you not release it on there? Something else is there's something going on. The scrambling for Monster Hunter Double Cross, something else is definitely going on. Something else is definitely going on. PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Yeah, Monster Hunter World. This is anybody who thought Final Fantasy VII Remake was going to be announced at E3. Final Fantasy VII Remake wasn't even at Sony or Microsoft's press conference. Why would you think it would be announced at this year's E3? That game, we don't even know when that game is. It just started internal development. I think you're just, you have to be joking. Whoever that is in the chat, what's his name, Sir Withed. If you actually thought that Final Fantasy VII Remake would be at this year's E3 and be announced for the Nintendo Switch, why? Why would you think that? Nintendo said that they're focused on 2017 games. Final Fantasy VII Remake might not even be a 2018 game. It might be a 2019 or 2020 game. I don't know why you would think that. That's that. You have unrealistic expectations. All you did was state the obvious, OJ. Okay, but when you state the obvious, people say that you're damage controlling for things. People say, oh, no, it should have been this. Like, people state all sorts of stupid things, though, when you state the obvious. Like, when you try to state, like, things that have happened and why this could be happening, people try to say, no, it needs to be this. Like, what were the outrages? I said Black and White 2 is the same thing as Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. We're probably getting a brand new core developed Pokemon game on the system because Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon or Pokemon Stars or whatever isn't coming to the Switch. We're probably getting one, and Pokemon Tournament is something for people to play in the meantime. And it happened. So, yeah. I wish Sony actually talked about more 2017 games than 2018 games. If all of Sony's games were coming out in 2017, like the Days Gone and the God of War and the Spider-Man, if all those games were coming out in 2017, I would say that Sony, along with third party, they had the best E3. But the problem for me, and like I said, some of the reasons why I judge E3 is that E3 needs to be about games that you're going to be playing this year. It's E3 2017, not E3 Future Games 18, not E3 Future Games that you're going to be playing in 2020. It's E3 2017. So I want to see games that we're going to be able to play in 2017. And if you're a company like Microsoft, Sony, or Nintendo, I want to see exclusives that we'll be playing in 2017. Microsoft did deliver some. A lot of it was indie, but Microsoft did deliver some. But in large part, in terms of first-party content, no, Microsoft and Sony did not deliver for 2017. 2018, Sony delivered 100%. But Sony has, like I said, Sony and Microsoft both have the same strategy. They both have the same strategy Wait, Yoshi is powered by Unreal Engine 4? What the heck? Where did you find out that where did you see that Yoshi's powered by Unreal Engine 4?
And, it continues our overall message of how we approach E3 and what it is that we're trying to do. For us, it's all about showcasing content, typically content that's near in. So obviously we show a little bit of ARMS, a little bit of Splatoon 2, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 coming later on this year. And then we also showed a couple little snippets of things that are coming a little bit further along. but so far the reaction has been fantastic, and it just continues.
Guys, tell me what Reggie says because it's low. I don't have it. I don't have it to where I can hear. So tell me what Reggie says. Let me listen to Reggie real quick.
Right on. I know we're kind of in the calm before the storm right now. The floor still isn't open, so we can actually still see the carpet. It hasn't been packed with people yet. You got a chance to do some exploring around the booth. What do you think of New Dog City come to life here in E3?
Yeah, they have a lot of 2018 games.
The team that we have that works on the booth design and the look and the feel, both from an NOA perspective as well as with the headquarter team at NCL, every year they are outdoing themselves. Last year it was the takeover with Breath of the Wild. This year it's all about New Donk City and creating an environment for consumers to really go deep into the game. About half of the booth is all about Super Mario Odyssey. The other half we're showcasing all of our other content, including third-party content. We're showing FIFA 18 out on the floor. So it's a great booth, and as you say, this is the calm before the storm. Just as I was coming in earlier, there are already thousands of people out there just waiting to come in. And typically, when the doors open, it's like the running of the bulls, and they all come crashing into.
So Alpha Omega Sin is saying that Nintendo won E3. So Alpha Omega Sin is saying that. So that's weird because he says that Fire Emblem, Yoshi, Metroid Prime 4, Yoshi, Pokemon on Switch. So, like I said, sometimes it's not. It's. I mean, you got to look at the grades and everything. And like I said, it's not. For me personally, Nintendo won E3. For me personally, Nintendo won E3 because of the games that I like to play. But that's just my own personal opinion. I can be objective and grade and say, yeah, I think overall, you know, Sony probably had a better overall because of all the games that they're getting. You know what I'm saying? Even some of the announcements afterwards, like the Dot Hack. Dot Hack is getting a full remaster on the PS4. They're getting Undertale. They're getting a lot of stuff. So I can sit back and be objective and look at it. Now, personally, for me, yes, Nintendo has the best games that I want to play 2017. They have Metroid Prime 4 that was announced. They have a core Pokemon game that was announced. So for me, what I'm going to be spending my money on, it's going to be a lot of Nintendo games. But like I said, I can be objective, and I can look and see the full picture that other people like third-party games, like, you know, other people like those third-party games. So, but for me, Nintendo won. For me. But, like I said, overall, I would give Sony a better conference grade. I'd give Sony a C+. So, I'm being objective. People say I don't be objective, I fanboy for things. No, I'm good. I'm just telling you guys my opinion, what I like.
For us, it's all about continuing to drive that momentum.
It's nice that the family keeps growing. Now we've got this adorable little member to add to it as well.
Exactly. It is really pretty.
I mean,
it really showcases great. I'm playing.
Okay, so I'm looking through.
Things about my job is I get to play,
you know, I'm looking through the.
I've got Mies, Mr. Ayanuma, Mr. Miyamoto.
I'm looking at all the different tweets from people online, and okay, so Metroid Prime 4 isn't being made by Retro. Metroid Prime 4 is not being made by Retro. That's what people are saying.
It's pretty sweet when you can play games and you're like, it's work. I'm doing this because I have to do this.
So, interesting.
Funny story is I'm playing.
So let's go over some news.
And putting in a lot of hours in that. I've got my family saying, so, you know, you're doing this just for E3, right? You're doing this because you have to be able to show off and tell
Fire Emblem Warriors fact sheet. So,
I'm doing it because I enjoy it and I want to do it. And so
okay, so Fire Emblem Warriors, it's also coming. Fire Emblem Warriors is not compatible with regular 3DS, 3DS XL, or 2DS. It has to be on the new Nintendo 3DS. So the new Nintendo 2DS or the new Nintendo 3DS. Here's some of the stuff here. It says clash with legions. And I'll make videos talking about all this stuff here. Play and experience a new kingdom with original characters colliding with heroes from across the Fire Emblem universe. Battle as fan favorite Fire Emblem heroes like Chrom, Corrin, Ryoma, Marth, Xander, and more with unique moves, special attacks, weapon types, voice dialogue. Pair up two heroes as a single unit can unleash devastating combos and even switch between those heroes mid-attack. So they have a new combo system. You can pair up two people together. You can be slashing with one person, press the button, switch over to the next hero, and fight. So it's pretty much taking what Fire Emblem Awakening did, Fire Emblem Fates, so the pairing system, and they're bringing that over to Fire Emblem Warriors, which is absolutely phenomenal. They should have showed that in the trailer. I really wish they would have, or sorry, in the direct. I really wish they would have showed that in the direct. So yeah. Yeah, mid attack, gain the advantage, blah blah blah. So that's that.
Players from another series, so they really are used to getting into the nitty gritty and into the weeds of the mechanics, and you'll just see their eyes light up as they start playing ARMS. It's I'm getting this.
Well,
This has got some interesting depth of
ARMS.
and
I'll probably just leave this thing running for you guys and work on videos as well. So I'll just leave this thing streaming, and then I'll work on videos just so I can get videos out for people who don't like to watch live streaming, and kind of get my recap as far as what I was liking. So yeah, so you guys can watch the direct here. You guys can subscribe, donate, do whatever you guys want to do, and then I'll be working on videos throughout the day. But it just depends. It just depends.
Well, we've got a lot. I mean, again, everything that we have on the floor here is showcasing and showing off fantastically well. I'm pleased to see the third-party support. We've got Rabbids on our show floor. Ubisoft obviously has that game in their area. That is really fun. I've been able to get my hands on that game. That is really fun to play. So it's going to be very
Okay,
exciting.
so Sonic Forces also has a fact sheet, which they didn't really show off too much of Sonic Forces.
Everything we have shows so well, and I'm really thrilled to see what we're doing with third party as well.
They're just calling it Yoshi's Switch, but I don't think that's going to be the name. Rocket League.
I have a nice little surprise, right? And
Okay, so Fire Emblem Warriors is releasing on September 28th in Japan. So I'm pretty sure that we're going to get it sometime around September. It would have to be, because October is Mario Odyssey, so...
a world premiere of a new game. This is a Nintendo 3DS game that'll be launching later on this year. We're going to play for you the video for this new game, and then Teresa's going to demo it, and we've got the developers.
Okay, so a new 3DS game is... Reggie's teasing a new 3DS game.
Premiere game announcement on Nintendo 3DS just for you.
Turn up the volume, guys. Oh! Oh! A 2D Metroid! Oh yeah! Oh! Oh yes! A 2D Metroid! Oh! It's like Super Metroid! It's Super Metroid! Samus returns! Oh, that's a big announcement. I don't care what anybody says. That's a big announcement.
Well, surprise!
Yes, I am so excited.
Oh, that's really good.
Welcome back,
Oh, look at
everyone, to Nintendo Treehouse Live at E3. I'm Audrey. I'm here with Teresa and Tim, and we have two very special guests with us. We have Sakamoto-san, the legendary creator of the Metroid series, as well as Jose from Mercury
Okay,
Steam. So
Nintendo's show has been upgraded.
And as we just saw, we're going to take a look at Metroid: Samus Returns.
That's
so
right.
you might
So
wanna
good.
hop with
I don't
us.
care
Yeah,
if it's not on the
let's jump right
Switch.
in.
Switch is getting
Sure.
Metroid Prime 4.
For the people at home that aren't familiar with the Metroid franchise, this is Nintendo's premier exploration-based sci-fi action game. It features Samus Aran, who's a renowned bounty hunter, and she's been sent by the Galactic Federation to planet SR388 to investigate and annihilate the Metroids.
She's the best at what she does.
Oh yeah, she's super cool. And this is actually a reimagination of the original Game Boy Classic that was released in 1991. Metroid 2, Return of Samus. And this game is just, it's beautiful. It's
a little bit shinier than
Now
that.
you guys know why Nintendo shut down that Arma 2. You busters, because they were making their own remake. Everybody says, oh, Nintendo's anti-consumer. Oh, they don't let people remake their games. Yeah, because Nintendo's making their own remake.
This is classic 2D Metroid.
Nintendo's making their own remake.
It's got the isolation,
Freaking
the
idiots.
exploration.
Anybody who said that, no, it's not okay for them to be making fan games like that, well, here you go. Here you go.
On the 3DS is that there's so
Yo,
much
this is so
detail
hype.
in the background, and it's really heightened with the 3D feature on. And you can't see it at home right now, but it does feel really, really good.
Yeah, it sounds cheesy, but it adds a lot of depth to the experience.
I'm total. Dude, the 3DS is not dead.
I want to actually show
The
here.
3DS is not dead. You gotta keep your 3DS.
Samus was able to aim at 45
I mean,
degree
I've been
angles,
having a
but
blast
now
with
she has
Fire
this
Emblem
whole
Echoes
range
Shadows of
motion,
Valentia.
which
Now we've got this
really
game.
allows for precision here.
Metroid, Samus
It's
Returns.
really nice because especially as you get
I don't care
further
what anybody
into the
says.
game,
Okay,
they're in a
Nintendo's
all
show
over
has
the
been
place. They're
upgraded.
The freedom to shoot anywhere you like.
Nintendo's show has been upgraded.
Yeah.
If this is
So
extended
the
part of the presentation, it's been upgraded. They've been upgraded to a B, okay? They've been upgraded to a B. Nintendo is at a solid B in terms of
I actually have
E3.
an enemy on site and target.
They're at a solid B now. They're at a solid B.
Audio cue will change, and also that it will highlight in red. So again, it allows for a little bit more precision here.
Yeah,
Exactly. They remade it. So all you people, once again, that said that I'm damage controlling and I'm stupid, you guys, screw you guys
here
too.
has her
Because
very
I said
basic
Nintendo could
abilities
easily be making their
and,
own
so
remake. Why have
as I
someone
keep
rip off your own
seeing
content?
new
You know what I'm saying?
environments, I'll
When they're going to
hopefully
be making
gather
their own
new
games,
abilities
Nintendo,
to
you never
upgrade
know
my
what they're
suit.
working on. I
So
said
this
the
is
same
another
thing.
new
You
ability
never
that
know
Samus
what
has
they're
in this
working
game.
on.
It's a melee counter. And if I time it appropriately and immediately
Okay, guys,
shoot,
I'm going to turn
I
the
have
volume just a little bit because I know it's
do a
loud.
critical hit on the enemy. But in the circumstance that
You'll
I
still
don't
be able to
use
hear some of
I
it.
have some time to actually just
The double Metroid is great. I don't know how anyone could say, okay, with this here's the thing, guys. With this announcement, I'm pretty sure anyone can say Nintendo is pretty much on top of E3 overall, right? Because this is good. This game looks done. Looks like it's launching this year. This game looks done. It looks done. This is good. They added a new hit mechanic too. You could hit them. Look at that. You see that? You can bash them with your gun.
確立されたゲームデザインのゲームに今までやったことのない新しい要素を加えるというのはとても難しいことなんですね。
Yeah, well, I mean, I think I don't know if you qualified it as a big challenge, but something that we face whenever we're working on it on something like this with an established style of gameplay. It's adding, what sort of
new announcements.
can we add
Yes.
to something that again is established and has had some success in the past.
特に今までのシリーズファンの方々が満足していただけて、それでいて刺激的というものを追加するのは非常に難易度が高いって思っていました。
Yes, I mean, I really felt that it would be difficult, or could be difficult, to bring in new elements that would add a lot of excitement and at the same time make the fans of the franchise.
No, and I think Bill Trinan was retweeting spiders. Look, I knew I should have made a video on this. Bill Trinan was retweeting spiders, multiple spiders, like last night or the night before, and I think that's what he was alluding to. Because you fight weird-looking spiders in Metroid. Bill Trinan was retweeting spiders, and he even responded to my post saying, "Hey, spiders are nothing new for me, guys. Spiders are nothing new. I always talk about spiders." BS, Bill Trinan. We got Trin trolled. We got Trin trolled because that's what he was alluding to. He was retweeting spiders because of Metroid. I don't care what anyone else says. I got Trin trolled. And look, I'll show you guys the tweet later. I got freaking Trin trolled. Bill Trinan was hinting at Metroid coming back with the spiders. The spider ball. The spider ball, guys. Bill Trinan, the ultimate troll, the ultimate teasing troll. Bill Trinan, I see you, man. I'm gonna make a video calling you out, Bill Trinan. I see you. I see you, man. He was teasing spiders, spider ball. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I got Trin trolled. Hey guys, spiders are nothing new for me. He brings up this old ass post from like 2 years ago or something. Damn it! I knew it. I should have called you out, Trinan. Trinan.
So since I couldn't go through the door,
I should have made the video. I should have made the video saying that Metroid was coming because of the spider references. I knew it.
Is also a brand new feature to the Metroid.
Okay, so let's see. We got some news here from Min. Rocket League, Rocket League, or Kingdom Battle 29th, ARMS June 16th, Splatoon 2 July 21st. Yes, that's true.
Upgrades that she gets for her suit. So this one that I just gathered is called the Scan Pulse, and what it does is that
Yeah. You saw Bill's tweet. I didn't notice the spider was about Metroid. That's what I was saying. I was like, he's hinting something. I didn't want to say Metroid, but I was like, man, he's hinting something. He did back-to-back spider tweets. Back-to-back spider tweets. In rapid succession. I was like, what is this back-to-back spider tweets for? I'm like thinking, is it Metroid Spider Ball? I didn't want to say anything. And then Trinan, like I said, responded to my post saying, hey guys, you know, this is nothing new for me. BS. He knew Metroid was coming. Spider Ball was a thing in Metroid, so that's why he retweeted it. There's no way that you can't say that that wasn't it. I've got to say something here. I've got to say something to him.
Open up this quadrant of map already for me. And also on the upper screen, it'll show these blocks that I can easily break. So now I know that, oh, there was an actual hidden path there. So.
And normally you would just have to shoot everywhere to try and find breakable blocks, and you can still do it that way if you want to. But if you have the Aeon to pull it off, this Scan Pulse is also very, very helpful.
Yeah, keep in mind though that not everything can be easily broken with your laser. So you know that's kind of some ammo that you'd have to waste, and it's nice to actually have the Aeon ability to strategize about, you know, which one am I going to use? Am I going to use my
Core Pokemon game. Okay, guys, let me go turn on the air. It's hot in my room.
The Aeon ability in order to keep on discovering and exploring.
Absolutely, and you know, throughout her long career, Samus has had a lot of unique abilities at her disposal, and as we've seen already, this game adds even more. So, Jose, perhaps you could tell us a little bit about the process you guys went through of adding new abilities like the melee counter or the Aeon abilities.
Yes, well, from the beginning, Sakamoto-san wanted Metroid team to challenge ourselves to bring new ideas to the series. So we were given freedom to prototype a lot of different ideas.
What's the release date? I don't know, dude. You said 9/15 release date for what?
Ideas and mechanics were discovered. It was just a matter of iterating and polishing the design.
Oh, wonderful.
Switch has only been out for a few months. Of course, it's not going to be complete.
Yes, they do. So here's an energy station, and I'm a little bit low, so I'm just gonna take that.
You always want to take advantage of those energy stations. Every little bit of health matters.
Yeah, for sure. You'll notice that a beeping started. That's actually my Metroid detector, and it's telling me that there is a Metroid nearby. Again, for
So
people
good.
that don't really know what Metroids
So,
are,
2 new
they're
Metroids.
an alien species that
McIntyre's like, I've fallen and I can't get up.
life form of any alien species in order to survive.
Yeah, you don't want to hug a Metroid necessarily.
Yeah, exactly. Another thing I want to showcase here is actually the mapping system that this game has. So now that, in case I'm not able to go through a door because I don't have the ability to unlock it,
which happens a lot.
Yes, I have these pins now that I can just drop it onto the map, and then that'll kind of be my.
Yeah, so Metroid, it's a reimagining of Metroid 2, the Return of Samus.
And as you mentioned, this game is so much about exploration and going back and trying to find every square.
Okay, so Mercury Steam is making is one of the developers behind this game, guys.
Oh, I'm getting close, but I'm gonna go investigate this area.
Your Metroid senses are still tingling, so keep searching.
He's getting closer because the beeping is getting a little bit more insistent.
Oh, nice. Found a hidden missile tank.
Yeah, but see, that was an example where I kind of knew already that this pass was there, but the Scan Pulse would have been very useful right there to kind of show those blocks. Here's another safe station. So, see, there we go. Scan Pulse told me that that block is breakable, but I can't shoot it. So I'm gonna try a missile instead. It's open.
And that's a good point. If you ever run into an area you can't progress past, use all of your weapons and abilities. Oh, it's a little friend. Hi, friend.
That was a Metroid, but we're actually not fighting him. We're actually fighting its first evolution. And this is known the Alpha Metroid.
He looks twice as friendly as a regular Metroid.
So if I time it correctly, I can actually melee counter him, and it gives me an advantage to actually hit him for more damage. You also see that
Okay,
I drop these
so-
sparks. If I actually hit those sparks...
Yeah, Nintendo has a lot of great quality, guys. Yeah. Nintendo has a lot of great quality. It's made by Mercury Steam, and it's also being co-developed too. Nintendo's also looking into it.
in order to get more missiles.
Nice melee countering. And I'll say, I don't know how well the home audience can hear this, but the sound effects in this game are incredible. The
Okay,
music,
guys. Here's what I'm gonna do for you guys. You guys can check out, please. Stick around. Watch the Treehouse here. I talk with the community here, guys. I will be making videos, and I will let you guys know when those videos are posted. But I will be switching over. I'll be keeping this live stream going. Actually, no. Can I do that? I have to cut this video off if I want to make an actual video because I'm using OBS. Unless I use something different to make my video. Yeah, you know what? No, I can't because I use OBS to make my videos. I use OBS to make my videos, or I can shoot the camera. No, but then the mic is hooked up to the same thing. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I might come back with more live streams of this, but we've seen Metroid. Obviously, this is a big announcement. We've seen it. It looks great. Obviously, it's coming soon. But yeah, I'm gonna make some videos for you guys. I'm gonna make some impressions videos. I've got a lot of videos to make. I can't make everything in one video, or it's gonna be 2 hours long. I was gonna respond to Retro Death, about what he said about me with third-party developers and all that, and what's going on with the Switch. But I'm not gonna respond to him now because he's not important compared to what's going on right now. Metroid Prime 4 is a lot more important than Retro Death, a lot more important than him. So, so I'm going to make some videos, and then I'm going to potentially do that video on Retro Death. Sorry, guys, I accidentally put bitch instead of death. I meant Retro Death, not Retro Bitch. Retro Death. So I'm going to make some videos, and I will do that later. Some of you guys know what I'm talking about if you follow me on Twitter. So yeah. So anyway, I'll be back with more videos in a little bit. Okay, guys? Anyway, I'm going to cut this off right now, and I'll be making some videos for you guys, and I'll bring back the live stream after I'm done making multiple videos. All right. Peace out, guys. Thanks for watching for right now, and like I said, you'll get videos on the channel soon, so look out.
We've gotten a glimpse of it a little bit, but the 3DS hardware really goes a long way in bringing this world to life. It helps communicate the isolation of Samus being stuck on this alien planet. So, Sakamoto-san, could you speak a little to how you used the 3DS tech to bring this world to life and really reimagine it?
3DS技術が没入感